Hi guys, welcome back to AFTV and welcome to the build-up. I've not got Cecil here, I've got Mr. Harvey. How are you?
Good to see you, James.
It's
good to be here. This is my first match build-up show here on AFTV.
Is this your debut?
Well, I've done news daily, but this is my first match build-up. So yeah, it's good to be here.
It's good to have you.
It's good to be
here. Do you know
here.
what I like about you? You don't have any stupid music. You don't have any you don't play clips
you don't
for
know
3
you don't
hours
know what
straight.
Cecil has given me to do.
Has he actually?
No.
Okay.
Nice trim, by the way. Fresh new haircut for James. Thank you.
Actually, I've gone
noticed.
for a different look.
Okay.
Normally I have it long on top and I pull it back, but I realised I wasn't pulling that off, so I've gone for something else.
I think you look great. I think you look great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Guys, welcome to the show. Today's a weird one. We all kind of laughed and belittled the kind of Carabao Cup, second round draw and all that, and it is what it is. But the way we started the season, the fact that we've got one of the favourites to, be promoted / win the championship that we're facing tonight at the Hawthorns, pressure on Arteta, debutants probably in Aaron Ramsdale, Martin Odegaard, Lacazette, Aubameyang coming back. This is kind of a bigger game than perhaps people first anticipated it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, I did something that I never thought I'd ever have to ask someone. I was chatting to Laurie just before, and I asked him how he felt about the game. We're playing West Brom in the second round of the Carabao Cup. I shouldn't have to ask that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a sign of where we are, which is frustrating.
It's incredibly frustrating. It's incredibly concerning. I suppose you want these games to mean something, but not for the reasons they do. I'd rather we were in this game going, we've just started the season really well, let's keep the momentum and see how the rest of the squads are looking. I wish we were excited for today because we're going to get our first look at Lokonga because Partey and Xhaka have been playing. But it's not that kind of occasion. So we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to look at some of the fun facts that Opta have sent over. We're going to have a little look at that ahead of the game. We're going to briefly analyse West Brom and how what Arsenal may be facing today. We're gonna have a little play on Top Squad as well, and then build your 11s on AFTV VIP. So as always, a jam-packed show. We'll be going to about 2:30, and then don't forget that at 1:45 we've got the starting 11 show where everything's gonna be revealed. What's Arteta gone for? I think Chris Wheatley at Football London said that the feeling is that he's gonna go strong.
Good,
and I think he has to.
100%.
But then if he loses with a strong team. That's kind of because if he lost having played the kids and basically saying, listen, we've got bigger fish to fry than this competition, that doesn't really go down as like a black mark next to his kind of record. But if he goes in with a strong team knowing we need to win and get momentum going and he doesn't, then suddenly this game is kind of another reason to be critical. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, let's say we beat West Brom, hopefully. We should. And let's say we get to the final of the Carabao Cup. We win the Carabao Cup. But we still finish 8th. Where does that leave us? Where does that leave Arteta? First of all, we don't even know if he's going to make it through to February.
It's a really good question because it all depends on how much you value this competition. I'd love to hear what people are saying in the comment section.
Yeah,
I believe all silverware matters. I understand that there's I understand why the Community Shield matters very little to people, if at all. I get that because it's the start of the season, whatever. But the Carabao Cup, you're 6 months into the season and you've actually legitimately worked through a load of teams, usually very good teams. City obviously have won it the last 4 years. United tend to get to the semi-final. Chelsea have won it plenty of times. So to win it is a big deal. Not as big as the FA Cup, certainly not as big as the Premier League and then other European competition. But winning the Carabao Cup is, for me, I'd enjoy it. I'd celebrate it. It's a trophy.
Yeah, obviously.
But do I take that over progressing significantly in the table? No, I don't. That's kind of where I am.
Yeah, I mean, looking in the comments, people are saying that that's Arteta's ceiling. 8th place in a League Cup trophy. People saying that's poor if that happens.
And I get that.
I mean, there's a lot of talk about your haircut. We've got a lovely haircut, James. Very handsome indeed. So
is that why I look like on camera?
That's you. You look great.
Oh no.
Yeah, everyone's complimenting your haircut. You look great.
That hair. Oh my, that hair is receding, isn't it? Bloody hell.
No, I think you look great.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I think you look
I
great.
better enjoy the hair while I've got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go into your fun facts
Into the
and
facts.
chat a little bit about West Brom.
Straight into the facts.
Do you keep letting us know in the comment section, guys? How much does this matter to you? How much does the Carabao Cup matter to you? I always find it such an interesting question.
Yeah.
If we finished 6th and won the Carabao Cup, would that be a good season? Back in the Big Six, back in the Europa League, a trophy.
I don't know if it would be a good season, but it would be a better season. Do you know what I mean?
I couldn't sit here and say, yes, that's a good season.
It literally would be a better season than the last season we had.
Yeah.
But that's not where we want to be.
I sit here and say it's sufficient progress.
That's the thing, it's progress.
Kind of.
It's progress.
Yeah.
But if we go the next season, we finish 8th again, then, that's it. Do you know what I mean? Then that's not progress.
I get that. I can hear Charlene giggling in the background.
Yeah, hi Charlene. Nice to see you.
I hope it's nothing to do with my haircut.
I love your
And Helen. Hi, Helen.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you both.
Oh, stop it. Oh, there you
Oh,
Just saying how
no.
it is.
Oh, no.
Thank
It's
you.
fine.
I've lost all my confidence for this show
Your
now.
fans in the comments will...
This is that. It was why I was late, Brendan. I wasn't late, I swear.
All right,
Let's go into your fun facts.
Into the facts.
Let's go into your fun facts. The girls arrive and it's just complete carnage.
Exactly, as always.
All
But
right,
yeah,
go
so
on. Hit us with your first.
the
Your first graphic.
one is that West Brom have won just 2 of their last 18 meetings with Arsenal in all competitions, and both of their wins were in the Premier League at home in 2015 and 2017. So in the last
Fairly recent.
6 years, they've won 2 of the home games that we've played against them in the Premier League.
I remember
and they
them-
haven't been in the Premier League for all of those seasons.
I remember them beating us 3-1 when things were going really downhill under Arsene Wenger.
Yes.
I remember in 2015 we were 1-0 up with Giroud, I think. And did Cazorla or Coquelin, one of them went off injured.
Can't remember that one, if I'm honest.
No, my brain is really weird for remembering these kind of things. James Bond. Oh god, the comment sections are funny.
James Bond. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I've always found the Hawthorns a very difficult place to go. I don't know if that's just a bit of a myth because we do actually tend to win there quite often. But I've never liked going to the Hawthorns.
No, I mean I think it was against West Brom. Tierney scored that goal in the snow.
Oh, what a goal!
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah,
We scored some good goals in that game and played some good football. I mean, yes, it was West Brom. Yes, it was in the snow. Yes, they were, I think, as good as relegated. But
yeah, but it was
still.
Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, exactly. Which Ty was very happy about.
So yeah, that was one of the few moments to enjoy for Ty this season. Let's go into your next stat.
So Arsenal have progressed from all 4 of their League Cup ties against West Brom, and most recently via a penalty shootout in the 13-14 third round.
I remember that, and it was Mikel Arteta who got subbed off for Hector Bellerin in that game, I think.
And the thing for me there that I like is that all of our 4 cup ties against them, League Cup ties, we've won. So if that's anything to go off, that's good. But Arsenal being Arsenal, we like to change these records.
Yeah.
So,
Listen,
but that's,
One thing I remember from last season,
Not bad.
every time Cess and I have sat here to go through what the stats are saying, or what the numbers are saying,
I remember.
Arsenal have found a way to completely turn around this 1 year. So let's see. All right, what you got next for us?
Okay, so West Brom have progressed from just 3 of their last 13 League Cup meetings with Premier League teams, and they've been eliminated by Arsenal 4 times in this run.
Okay.
So...
the stats look good, don't
the stats look good.
The
The stats do look good for us.
Means absolutely nothing. The stats look
it
good.
doesn't really mean
They're
much.
interesting. Like when I listen to them, it kind of reminds me we have been good at the Hawthorns of late, and we did knock them out the 2013 4. I remember that we were in the Era kit. I think Monreal penalty. I remember all that. I can hear our production team having fun in the background.
Big up, Monkey Slayers in the chat saying James's haircut is a better signing than Willian. I agree. I don't want to clap too near to the mic so your ears don't hurt, but agreed.
It doesn't even work.
Lovely
Cool,
stuff.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Welcome. #welcome James's trim.
I just saw that comment from Love B saying James looks weird with his hair like that.
We'll get used to it. I think he looks great.
I think it makes me look like 20 years older.
I was going to say, I've seen a chat about let's hope Ramsdale doesn't pull a Runnison. That's not what I was like. I was thinking Ramsdale's probably going to start. We'll get into all of that.
Yeah. I think he will be.
Yeah, that's that.
Okay, go on. And
the last one, which is unbelievable.
Go on.
This is Arsenal's first appearance in the second round of the League Cup since the 95-96 season, when we beat Hartlepool United 8-0 over 2 legs.
Imagine the second round of the Carabao Cup being a 2-legged affair.
Yeah.
I mean,
First of all, there's
who
that.
needs that?
Second thing is Hartlepool United. That's probably the last time we played Hartlepool United. Surely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but you know.
I would think so. I can't remember.
Were you born in that time?
That was the year I was born.
It
Yeah.
was a year I wasn't born.
Yeah.
I was not born for another 7 years.
Yeah. I mean,
That's-
it's quite staggering to me that
Yeah.
I was born October '95.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been a month after that or so I was born.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, crazy.
but yeah, that's just remarkable that we haven't been in the League Cup second round since. Yeah.
It's all gone downhill, hasn't it? I mean, yeah. Listen,
About 15 years ago.
The fun fact.
No, more than 15 years. 25 years ago.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, well,
Sorry.
I'm not 15.
Yeah, yeah, no, nor am I.
Nor are you.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, the stats look good.
So does your haircut.
Thank you.
No
It
worries.
sounds like Arsenal have been there and done that before, and they know what they're doing tonight. But you know, this was a club that used to know how to get into the top 4 year in, year out. Knew how to be a part of the Big Six year in, year out. The standards have fallen, and the quality and the level of the team has fallen.
Yeah.
We'll chat a little bit about Arsenal, what they're going to do. Let's have a little look at West Brom. I've been putting some stats together, some very basic, some a little bit more interesting. Let's go into this first one here. West Brom's kind of 21-22 championship season so far. They've only played 4 games. Say only, I mean, we've played 2 in the Premier League, so
Yeah,
they
yeah,
must have.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
obviously
they
started a
started
week earlier.
a
Would
bit
have had a
earlier than us.
midweek game as
Yeah.
well. They've won 3 of them. They've drawn 1. They scored 11 goals and conceded 5. They sit second in the table. Believe Fulham are top.
That's pretty good then.
Listen, West Brom, Fulham, clubs like that, they know how to, Watford, they know how to go up and down.
Yeah, I agree.
From the Championship to the Premier
agree.
League, they know what they're doing. They, the owners know what kind of managers needed, what you got to do to go up, and they should find that formula for staying. I mean, West Brom did have a few years in it, but over the last sort of 15 years, they've been in and out of the Premier League. Scoring 11 goals, which does make them the Championship top scorers. In fact, let's go on to the next graphic where I'll go into a little bit more detail on them. Just some key stats. They've only kept 1 clean sheet in those 4 games, which I think is interesting.
But they only conceded 5 goals.
They've only conceded...
So, only. Actually, it's quite
Well,
a
I
lot
was
of
going to
goals.
say,
quite
5
a
and
lot of
4
goals.
is quite a bit.
Yeah.
So kind of...
Well, no, it's going to be 5 and 3 if they've kept 1 clean sheet.
Yeah, that's it. You're absolutely right. There you go.
Yeah.
Statman Harvey.
Yeah.
But I'll hold my hands up. I've not watched West Brom this year. I've done some analysis and what they've got. Some analysis. I'm researching the stats, and
Yeah.
my kind of analysis from a distance tells me that they're quite an open team.
Yeah.
They've been attacking the Championship. They're the highest top scorers. They're the highest scorers in the league, but they rank 8th in terms of goals conceded. There are 7 other teams that have conceded less goals than them, which I think is really interesting. Their preferred formation is a 3-4-3. We saw that exact formation prove very problematic for Arsenal against a team in Chelsea. Yes, have better players, but ultimately took the game to them as well.
Yep.
And then, in terms of their goals, 6 of the 11 were scored in the first half, which means 5 were in the second half. But 4 of their 5 goals conceded came in the second half. So maybe there's a degree to which they tire, they wear out, or whatever. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see today, whether they make a fast start, try and sort of, press us into making mistakes, try and sort of unsettle us. The Hawthorns will be buzzing, I imagine. Arsenal are in town, all that. It'll be interesting whether Arsenal can either start on the front foot or at least weather the storm, grow into it and start to show their quality.
I mean, you talk about the goals they scored and the goals they concede. We're yet to score a goal this season.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. So, we didn't score against Tottenham, did we, in the pre-season?
But even against Chelsea, there's a set piece. So
exactly.
if you include the 2 Mine Series games, which I'm going to because Arteta played 2 very strong 11s,
and we played
games.
2 other teams. I was going to say very, very good teams, but
they are.
No,
good teams.
They're top 6 teams.
We haven't scored a goal from open play in the last, quick maths, what's 8 times 4? I'm having a nightmare. 24. Is it?
Sorry? What are
I'm
you trying
having
to
a
do?
nightmare. 8 times 4. I'm having a nightmare.
8 times 4.
32.
32.
Oh my
yeah.
god, I had a... Anyway.
Right then. Nice
So
one,
in the
James.
last 320 minutes of football,
Yep.
we've not scored a goal.
No.
Why didn't I just say in the last 4 games? Why did I have to
You
try
know
and
what? That
put
would have been a
myself-
lot easier and a lot less embarrassing. But
Right,
hey, we
wouldn't
move.
it? I just, that Big Shaq line, quick maths. I was like, I'm not doing quick
Yeah.
maths. here.
No, that was very,
That was
very, very
shocking.
slow maths.
That was very
Nice
slow.
one, James.
Wow, I should go practice. So anyway, we laughed at what the comment section saying.
No, people are again
32. Thank you.
talking about your trim.
Are they all destroying me for it?
No, they like it. They like it. But people are saying they don't think that Lacazette will start, but maybe Aubameyang. Torreira's officially gone. Willian's on his way out.
So Torreira gone official, don't
Yeah, that is.
Check my. Do you know what? Do you want to just quickly look that up while I do
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit of
I mean, it is.
tactical pad stuff?
He's signing his paperwork to
Oh, there we
Fiorentina.
go. Yeah, it's done.
You can catch that on the AFTV Twitter, so go take a look at that. It's probably on the Instagram as well. But
I'm actually sad we didn't give him more of a shot, to be honest. But
I liked him.
I liked him a lot.
I liked him. He fell out of favour under
He didn't want to be here. I think he hated
Emery.
the country.
Under Emery for a bit, he just kind of.
Yeah, he was
dropped
playing as a
out.
number
So,
10 or
yeah,
whatever
it's-
Gendouzi was preferred.
But do you remember how excited we all were when he signed?
I
Do you remember?
really-
He was
Yeah, but
tackling with his head.
yeah.
Like crazy.
I really like Torreira. I honestly think there's a player in him. I remember the North London Derby goal. I remember the goal against.
Oh yeah.
Who was playing at home? I was gonna say, was it West Brom? No, it was like
Feels like Burnley. Was it Burnley?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
I don't think it was Burnley. Huddersfield. We were playing
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield at home,
Yeah.
and he scored that kind of overhead kick. Listen, I think he's a talented player, but I honestly don't think Emery and Arteta did him any favours at all. But then I also wonder whether his, I hate saying the word attitude, but I wonder whether his attitude was right. It felt to me like he was always kind of not happy, not necessarily settled, looking for a way out. Maybe attitude's not the word, just his general comfort.
He just
in
never
London
really,
maybe wasn't there.
felt comfortable here, I guess. But that's,
and that's fair enough. And in fairness, he's been honest about that. So, Grumpy Pear says James's hairline has expired, bruv.
I wasn't going to read that one out.
I can't really.
I wasn't going to read that one
I
out.
can't really
James.
argue with these.
No, I think
It's all right. I can just own it. Really, I can just sort of.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. Let's do a little bit of.
Yeah.
tactical pad
Actually,
stuff.
this is England has said that hair will soon be gone, James, with stress. Being a gooner, just look at Robbie and Lee. If Robbie and Lee are
They
what's
do
to
stress
come,
me
and
out, to be
Julian,
fair. They do stress
but
me out.
yeah, Shall we move on to what do we move on to?
The tactical pad.
The tactical
We'll
pads.
talk a little bit more about West Brom,
All good.
and then we're going to do
Let's
some
have a
fun
look.
stuff at the end to sort of round it up. How long we got? We've got ages.
We got a
We're
while.
rattling through this.
We got a while.
No, fair enough. Let's go through it. I've got it up here on my screen, the tactical pad. Now, I spoke about West Brom playing the 3-4-3, and what Chelsea did really, really well against us is they had. I've got Phillips here, but he's representing Lukaku, and then Mount and Havertz were basically playing really nicely off the set in that pocket where the number 10 would pick up. But the beauty is they're basically playing like two number 10s.
Yeah.
So they were sort of playing off Lukaku, very central, dropping off, not being able to be easily picked up by Holding or Mari, but also difficult to pick up for Lokonga and Elneny because they're looking at almost cutting that pass to Lukaku. They did it terribly, and in fact it was Xhaka, not Elneny.
Yeah.
What was difficult for Arsenal was what I expect these two to do in Townsend and Furlong, which is stretch the pitch. I very much expect West Brom to sort of defend as a 5 and attack as a 5. But what's going to be really interesting about it from West Brom's perspective, if they do go for a stronger lineup, and this was their lineup from their last game, which was a, can't remember, 2-1 win, I think, against Blackburn. What's really interesting about this is, as far as I'm aware, Grant and Robinson, they're more strikers than number 10 or inverted wingers. So they almost play like a front three, but a very like traditional 3 strikers, 1 middle, 1 right, 1 left. So I think what they could do is almost play very kind of up against the Arsenal back 4 and actually leave the West Brom midfield quite exposed. And that's where I think players like Lokonga, if he starts, Elneny, who I expect to, Odegaard, could have some joy and Arsenal could dominate, because rather than playing a Havertz and Mount, who are more technicians, I mean, when people say, oh, Chelsea are playing a 3-4-3 so you can outnumber them in midfield, that's not necessarily true, because A, one of the centre-backs can always step up, but B, as I said here, representing Grant and using Grant and Robinson to represent Havertz and Mount, they're basically playing like 2 number 10s. They've almost got 4 central midfielders. And where I worry is Townsend and Furlong getting balls into the box. Robertson and Grant are good finishers. I think they'll cause chaos. And I think if they are putting balls into the box and, making Holding and Mary, who I expect to start.
You think?
I think they'll start. Okay. This is the 11 I'm expecting to see. I think Maitland-Niles will come in. He's tried everyone else at right back. Why not play Maitland-Niles?
True. He did play for West Brom last season, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did.
So
very true.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So just some basic stuff to kind of like sum that up. As I said, I've not been watching a lot of West Brom. My general feeling is, I think they'll play a 3-4-3 as they have done most of this season. I think the only time they reverted away from that was a 3-5-2. So it's basically still a back three, only they wanted that extra number in midfield. I could see them maybe doing a similar thing because, as I said, the 3-4-3, that by the looks of things they play, it feels more like a solid 3-4-3 rather than like a 3-4, a 2 and a 1. And that's where I think maybe Arsenal can get a little bit of joy. But it seems a little silly talking like this because ultimately we should be getting joy out of the fact that we simply have better players.
Yeah. Honestly, that's literally what I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, so this, that, whatever. I'm looking at kind of the players that you've put down on there as well. Aubameyang, Ødegaard, hopefully, Smith Rowe, Saka. That should be enough. Do you know what I mean? Just the fact that we've got those 4 players should be enough. And then, as you say, Maitland-Niles at right back. I think Tavares is very, very good going forward, at least what I've seen. He's quite quick. I think El Neni, I don't think he's that bad. People complain. I really don't think he's that bad.
I think he does a job. El Neni does what he does.
Yeah, exactly. He does a job. He does what's asked of him, and I think that's enough. Lokonga's looked really, really promising. I really enjoyed watching him. And then you say Mari and Holding, who I think are a good partnership.
Do you know who made a great point? It was Julian. Said,
really?
Yeah. Big up, Julian. Yeah. He said to us, he was on News Daily with Robbie, and I think he was asked about El Neni. He said, well, what did El Neni cost? Yeah. And Robbie said, what, like 5-7 million, something like that?
Yeah.
And Julian said, okay.
At least he's held
that's all we've got.
He's held his worth.
He's held his value. He's a £5 to £7 million player. And I thought that's such a good point because when we signed him, no one expected him to be the answer. Yeah. And actually, when El Neni plays, the kind of best way to put it is like, he doesn't offend me. No. Like, I'm not like, you've made countless errors, you've played terribly. No, I just don't think he ever necessarily lifts the team.
He does what he does, and that's enough.
Right. A couple times he's done it.
Yeah,
Stamford Bridge and Old Trafford last season, in fairness, he was very good. But he does what he does.
Makes a couple of mistakes, or maybe he isn't as forward thinking, he doesn't play the ball as far forward as I think we want him to, but he does do the job, I think.
He does.
So
I agree. Should we take some comments and then we'll go into unless they're still talking about my hair, then we can move on. But then we'll do the top score.
I mean, stuff. They can keep going, but I think they've stopped. People saying most people on Twitter are Arteta out. Okay.
So Ren Kelly says, James, most of the people on Twitter are Arteta out, but you block them all. Okay. This is the second time I saw someone else on Twitter say, "Oh, James blocked me because I was Arteta out." Oh. I've never, ever blocked anyone for saying Arteta out. I also think that Arteta should have moved on after Villarreal, and that's time for a new manager. So I don't like saying Arteta out. I don't like that phrase.
Yeah.
If you had to put me on one side or the other, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't like saying it, but yeah.
Tino said that El Neni's only... Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. No, all I was going to say was I'll only ever block anyone on Twitter if I think they're abusive. That's all. But opinions are all welcome.
But yeah, so Tino said that El Neni is only needed in the last 20 minutes when everyone's tired and he just presses like hell.
And in fairness, he does
fair enough. Yeah. That's what I mean. He does the job.
Some of the comments are so funny.
Grumpy Pear's back for you.
Grumpy Pear.
Who's this? Life of Momo says, Mikel Arteta, we want you to stay. Doesn't sound like you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, probably a Spurs fan.
Or something like that. Yeah, Torreira's officially gone.
Yeah,
why is James Rodriguez given a thought? He's good.
Do you know what? James Rodriguez, I wouldn't want him at the club. Nothing to do with talent, whatever. A, because I think we need to look to the future, but B, have you seen some of the stuff he's been saying about Everton apparently?
No, I haven't.
Apparently, and this is quoted via someone who's quoted via someone else, on Twitch, he's basically just like doesn't know who Everton are playing. And basically said that he
turns up and does his thing.
No, well, like as in he just doesn't care. I think he's frustrated Ancelotti left and he doesn't like the direction the club are going in. Maybe I don't know, but anyway, go check that, guys, before you go repeating it. But I have seen it everywhere. So yeah, quite interesting. All right, should we play a bit of Top Squad?
I mean, I just want to talk about Awar briefly as well, because I've had some comments about, we need another attacking midfielder. I wouldn't say we'd be bringing him in as an attacking midfielder. We've got Smith Rowe and we've got Ødegaard, who can play in that wing/10 kind of role. But something about the Awar potential really excites me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But do we need him?
Yeah. Do you know what? This is all a bit impulsive, but let's do it anyway. I think if we just get the tactical pad up, I think there is room in this team for an Awar. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a player. We're going to call him Awar. What number should we give him? Let's give him 18, because no one has that. It would help if I could spell Awar.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think we need an Awar. If I go, let's give him number 18, and he's a central midfielder. And that's the key thing I'm putting here, is that I think he's a central midfielder.
Yeah.
So if I take El Neni out, and bear in mind Lokonga has said that he's more of an 8, or sorry, he's more of a 6. He's played both, but he thinks of himself as more of a 6. I think there's room in this team for Houssem Aouar. Now
But then there's Xhaka and there's Partey as well.
And he's better. Well, he's better than Xhaka.
I agree.
So there's a lot of debate about what Thomas Partey is. Is he a holding midfielder? Is he a box to box or whatever he is? I think there's room for Aouar in this team simply because I think he's a kind of deep lying creator in the way Santi Cazorla was for us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's the kind of player who, in
terms
terms
what
of
Ceballos kind of did,
right, like an upgrade on
Yeah.
Ceballos. Now, where it gets difficult is I can understand why if you've got an Aouar, Arteta might want to do something more like Lokonga sitting, Aouar to the right, Ødegaard as more of a set, because he's played as a central midfielder, and then basically you've got a very technically gifted midfield and front three.
Yeah.
Of, you know, Lokonga, Aouar, Ødegaard, who can all play. You've got Smith Rowe on the left, and then Saka and Aubameyang are kind of your runners, your goal scorers, whatever.
Pepe potentially in there as well.
Pepe could come on him if you want real balance. You take Smith Rowe out, and then if we find him here, where's Nicolas Pepe?
There he is.
There he is. You play Pepe on the left. That's very Man City. That's kind of how they played for a long time with De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Silva in the middle. I actually think Partey as well can definitely play this role that Lokonga's been playing. You know, I think he can be the holding midfielder, the distributor from deep, with Aouar and Ødegaard either side.
See, I look at a team like that and I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, you had Tierney.
I think that's a phenomenal side. Yeah.
You had maybe a right back, which we might or might not sign, to be honest, and then you've got Gabriel and Ben White.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
I think it's a really, and this is the thing that frustrates me and why I've been leaning towards feeling like we need a change in the managerial position, because I think we've got really talented players. I really do. I think we've got really, really talented players. And you add an Aouar and suddenly it all starts to look really good. Do you know what I mean? Like, you start to think, well, the players are there. Like, no one can tell me. If we just kind of double up in a few positions, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just pulled Aubameyang out. Who else have we got? Martinelli and Pepe down one side. Let's put
Bring Smith Rowe in as well.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get Smith Rowe in, although I don't know what I've done with him. So you can tell I'm having problems getting used to this. But my point is that you put Smith Rowe. Let's put Pepe on the right with Saka, Martinelli and Smith Rowe as your options on the left. Where is he? Smith Rowe. There we go. Smith Rowe, Martinelli. So that's a lot of depth for a front three.
Yep.
And then in midfield, you've got Partey, Ødegaard, Aouar, and then you've got Xhaka, you've got Lokonga, you've got El Neni.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, they don't sound as inspiring as the three you've got, but they can all come in and do
Yeah,
the job.
yeah, exactly.
So for me, there is quality there. And we've got to start seeing it tonight. But anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, but I'm really glad we did that, because hopefully, when I hear people go, we don't need Aouar, I fundamentally disagree.
Yeah.
And that, I hope, kind of proves why I think that.
Yeah, we have an abundance of backup, especially for a team that's not in Europe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have talented players. We have players, as you say, we have plenty of players that can play in these positions. But yeah, it's just about, I guess, signing that extra midfielder in Aouar and then potentially a right back as well. But there's no point signing a right back if two of the current right backs don't leave.
I've been hearing been hearing a lot of Arsenal need a striker. They're looking at a striker. Tammy Abraham, Lautaro Martinez, all these names.
We don't need a striker unless one or both of Aubameyang and Lacazette leave.
I really believe as well.
I think they do the job. Once you've got that creativity around them, you don't necessarily need.
I completely agree. I think once you get Aouar in and you get the team firing with Odegaard and players like that, I honestly think they'll start scoring goals again. Yeah. I really believe they will. Hopefully we see it start tonight. What I need to see from Arsenal more than anything is a really good... it is a win, but I need to see us... if we just win 1-0 because we've got a penalty and scrape through, that's not good enough.
But we said this the other day, didn't we? We need a convincing performance where it's actually like, yeah, good. That's we're actually playing decent football. We're winning a game. We're not just, we're fighting for a game, not just winning. Do you know what I mean?
And people will say,
a win's a
it's
win.
only West Brom, blah, blah, blah.
No.
But I don't really care. I need something that suggests to me that we can play, we can score goals, we can be exciting. So anyway, should we do some top squad? We've got about 13 minutes left.
Let's do it.
Of the stream. So guys, been doing this for the last few games as well. Top Squad, it's a brand new game exclusive to AFTV. It's on the AFTV.
Brand new live in-play fantasy football game for Arsenal fans around the world.
Well done.
I know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So you can find it on AFTV VIP,
which you can click the link in the description to go and. Well, it's not exactly an app; it's a web app. So you go click the link in the description, aftv.mobi, and then you'll be able to see from there where you can play it and how you can play it.
Add to your home screen, is that right?
Yeah, add it to your home screen. Cool. It will act like an app. And I think the best thing about Top Squad is, if you're watching Top Squad on your phone, if you're watching AFTV watch along on your phone or on your computer, you can watch the watch along within Top Squad.
Oh,
so you can be playing the game and watching the watch along at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's all in there.
React to how our picks are going. So essentially, what we're going to do, we're going to join the game here, as I have done by going onto the.
Is the lineup going to be in now? Yeah.
The lineup won't be in yet, so we won't be able to pick our players, unfortunately. So here, the players, all the starting 11s would line up, and you can invest in up to 4 players with the in-game money. What's it called? Million? Is that the currency?
I think
you give 100 million
fan coins. I think.
There you go, fan coins. Yeah. So all the players start at a value of 20 million. They go to.
Even players like El Neni, who were only worth 5.
Yes. Everyone starts at the same value. Every player starts at the same value. You can invest up to 4, but obviously, as I said, you're given 100 mil as your budget, which means you can double up on a player. So you can invest in a player twice. Essentially, as they perform whatever it is, acts in a game, they score a goal, they make a long pass, they get an assist, they take a throw in, and all these things have a different value, which I'm just going to show you here in the milestone section. So you can see here they all have a different value. A goal is 25 points. A successful cross is 15 points. A throw-in is 3 points. Fair enough, it's just a throw, really. A clearance is 8 points. As you rack up the points, you get to a certain total of points, which moves you up a level. That earns you more mils, which you can then go and reinvest. Now, the beauty of this game, my favourite thing about it is
there are no minus points as well.
There are no minus points. No. But players' values can go up and down. So as I said, they all start on 20 mil. As they play well, they might go to 25, 30, up to 55, maybe even 60 mil. I've never seen anyone go beyond 55, 57, I don't think. But their value can drop massively. If they're not having an impact, they're not doing anything, their value can drop, which means it costs less to get them, and you're kind of hoping maybe they do something, their value skyrockets, and you're getting points for everything they've done. So it's about being clever and figuring out, well, Pepe's not been in the game, but I know he's going to have a moment where he might make something happen, and that's going to rack up points. So it's very interesting. It's kind of like, how do you want to play it? Do you want to invest in players for the game and kind of just wait it out, see if your tactic works, or do you want to be constantly changing? Because the great thing is, once you've invested in your 4 players, you can sell your, I want to call it stocks essentially, because it's that you can sell, you can sell your investment in a particular player and go invest in another. It doesn't even have to be Arsenal players; it can be West Brom players or the opposition players as well. So we'll be doing that just before kick-off. When the starting 11s are out and stuff, we'll be looking who's there. My kind of tips for now.
Because Jay, you won the last one, didn't you? Yeah, so I God, let me hit the mic
for Brentford.
So I'd listen to James. I'd listen to James.
Well, my tips are: look at the way Arsenal play. They're always overlapping down the left. So Tierney or Tavares are gonna pick you up points. Always, because of the nature of how Arsenal play. They're going to be getting crosses in. They're going to be taking throw-ins. They're going to be pressing high. They're going to be making a lot of passes. Everything's going to be going through the player down that side. So I would be looking at Arsenal's left back.
Yep.
I'd be looking at the player that they frequently distribute into midfield. That's El Neni. And I would arguably be looking at a goalkeeper like Ramsdale, only because.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Only because I think he'll get the ball a lot. I think there'll be a lot of playing out the back and all that. But I think West Brom will start fast and force him into a few saves, catching a few, whatever. So those are my kind of tips. I'd go left back.
I mean, you can sell your players as well. You know, as you said, like know, if for the start you have Ramsdale, great, and then sell him out and buy in like a striker if we keep peppering them with shots.
That's the idea.
It's great.
You might get to a point where you realise the 4 I've invested in are completely useless. I'm going to invest elsewhere.
Yeah.
But just be careful. Sometimes you've got to stick to your gun. It might take a player some time to get into things. Emil Smith-Rowe, I felt, grew into the game against Chelsea, and then tailed off, and I sort of had him in. Then I kind of left him out, moved him back. That's kind of how it works. So you kind of want to move with the flow of the game. As I said, enjoy the watch along. And if you've not understood anything I've said here, but I think we've explained it quite well.
Explained it quite well.
Robbie has explained it on a video on the app, so you can watch that where he explains it and you can visually see it all as well. But tune into the watch along just before kick-off where we'll be picking our players as well, and you'll get a bit of an idea for how it works there. So yeah, that's Top Squad.
That is
I look forward to playing that later on AFTV VIP.
I'm going to give myself, try and beat you this time.
It's Cecil who gets really competitive.
He does. Really I beat him the other game as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not as good as he
just because I'm not here telling everyone that I came 6th. Yeah, like Cecil does. I came like 4th. He came like 6th. I came like 4th.
Good
so
one.
Today I'll be here to tell everyone that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Fair enough.
But
super chat.
Yeah, super chat here saying the team is full of potential. Unfortunately, the league doesn't wait. Let's be patient, hoping for a win. Nice one, guys.
Yeah, he's got. That's a really good way of putting it. The league doesn't wait. It kind of, to a lot of fans, what's par for Arsenal in their opening 3 games? It was probably beat Brentford, draw or lose to Chelsea, and then lose to City. That was par. So at best we were hoping for 3 or 4 points.
Yeah.
No one's saying. It's not like the rest of the league are going, well, don't worry, because we know this was tough, so, we're going to wait. We're not going to cash in our points yet. That's not how it works. Everyone's shooting ahead. Everyone's, racking up their points and moving up the table. And Arsenal are, they're stuck on 0, and it's City next, and it doesn't matter. You've got to pick up the points now. There's a lot of pressure on that City game.
I mean, there's Tom George here in the chat. He said, I need West Brom and Southampton to win for £5,085 from £1.80. Wow. Tom, I mean, I really hope that West Brom lose. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
But it's only £1.80 that you'd be losing anyway. But £5,000.
That's quite a mad amount. I wonder what the odds are.
Yeah, don't know where you got that from, but wow.
Okay.
Incredible.
All right. Should we build a starting 11 for everyone?
Let's do it.
Put it in the comment section, guys. Who do you want to see starting tonight? I think it's going to be a really interesting discussion between me and Harvey as well. We want to know who you're playing. Let's have a little look here.
I mean, if you want to build your own lineups as well, I've just dumped in the chat the link to AFTV.mobi, which is where you can go build your own. I pinned that in the chat now, so you guys can see that. And you can give that a go if you want to. Try out your own 11s, literally with this that James is using. And you can share them on social, tag AFTV, we'll repost some to our stories and everything. So yeah, let's have a look.
That. And actually, in all seriousness,
let's have a look.
People across last season were, if I can just move this down. Last season, people were tagging us in stuff.
You listen, do them now. We want to see them.
We do like that, and it's always nice to see what the fan base is saying in terms of the 11s. Okay, I think we can all agree Arsenal are probably going to play a 4-2-3-1 tonight.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go for it. Who's your goalkeeper tonight?
It's going to be Ramsdale, I think. It'd be nice to see him have a debut.
I think so too.
I think he'll do well, if I'm being honest. I think he's a decent keeper. We've had this conversation as well, haven't we? We said he's not a bad signing. He's not a bad signing.
It's just the money.
Yeah.
That's being spent, and when you look at where it's not being spent in other areas, I get why Arsenal fans are a little bit, worried about it. But it's still time in the window to see.
Yeah.
All right. Ramsdale's in. What are people saying? I'm seeing a front three of Aubameyang, Pepe, Saka. That's really interesting.
Something not Saka here as well.
Oh, Chambers at centre back over Mari from H7.
Chambers and Holding, interesting.
Okay, well a lot of people are saying that. Do you know what's funny about Rob Holding? Before his injury, he was always the left-sided centre back. he was playing there a lot. Apart from the FA Cup final in 2017, when Monreal had to play there, he was playing as the left-sided centre-back a lot. So I wonder whether maybe deep down he's more comfortable on that side than on the right. Because
I'm not sure.
Do you not think? Being good on the ball was one of his attributes before he got injured.
Yeah.
Whereas now we consider him incredibly clumsy on the ball. But that wasn't true before his long-term injury.
I've got someone saying that Kolasinac to play. I don't think so.
Oh, I think he's off. Surely.
Yeah,
off.
I don't think so.
Not with Tavares as well.
No.
But should we pick our right back?
Yeah, well, there's a lot to choose from.
Yeah. Which one of the 12 right backs would you play?
I see the Bellerin, Cedric, Chambers, or Maitland-Niles.
I'm going for Ainsley,
Do you think he'll actually play though?
Why not?
Don't know. I just haven't really heard anything about him. To be
Not
honest,
really heard anything about anything really. Although I'm struggling to
find him as well.
to find him here. Okay, well, forgive us, guys. That's a player we're going to make sure we get back on the app.
In the meantime, let's
go with Cedric.
He's just played though. I'd go with Chambers.
But he doesn't do anything, Chambers. He just I like him, but he's just.
All right, go with Cedric.
I mean?
Yeah, fine. Let's go with Cedric. Let's go with Cedric. I like Chambers.
Okay, I'll give you Chambers.
I do like Chambers. He's probably my preferred right back out of the four we've got.
Okay, all right. Chambers is in there. Centre back.
Probably the Holding Mari
It's got to
partnership.
be Holding Mari, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, unless
I think you're right.
Unless we sign someone I don't know about, it's Holding and Mari. Where is Pablo Mari? Why do I always find it so difficult? There we go. Left back Tavares. We all agree with that. Is it Tavares or Tavares?
I think it's Tavares. Tavares.
Why am I the only one
Tavares.
butchering it? In midfield.
Do you say it like Tavares or Tavares? Say it in the. Well, you can't say it in the chat, but say if you agree with me or James. Tavares or Tavares.
They're just going to type Tavares.
Yeah, I know, which is why I said,
Anyway, I'm seeing some 11s.
Tavares.
Chambers are holding at centre back together. Lokonga sitting. Smith Rowe, Odegaard. Now that's interesting. Do you know what? Let's build that for a second. I'm going to do something here that I've just seen pop up.
Tavares. Yeah, look. Tavares.
Tavares. Okay. Tavares.
Harvey got it right. Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
all right, Tavares.
Everyone's just writing his name in the chat now. Thanks, guys.
Fine. I'm going for a midfield of Emil Smith Rowe, Sambi Lokonga. Remember we talked about with what's his name? Awar.
Yep.
I'm going for Smith Rowe, Lokonga, and
Okay,
Odegaard as a three.
And
then that front three of Saka, Aubameyang. I keep knocking this, and then Pepe. I think that's what I just saw in the chat.
Yep, I think I saw that as well.
That would be pretty exciting. That would be somewhat of the something that resembles the 4-3-3 that Arteta keeps talking about, or at least did when he first signed. Okay, interesting. Well, look, guys, we're kind of coming to the end of the show, so we're going to wrap up in a sec.
We can do a couple more lineups, I think.
Oh, we do a couple
maybe
more?
one more lineup.
One
more lineup?
Let's do one more.
Do some more.
Okay.
We've got plenty of time.
Production of there's loads of time. Stop skiving,
He's
James.
over there. He's not here. He's literally there.
Okay, he's in my.
No, he's there.
You should see the tech. We've got.
Are you? Oh God, yeah.
We have some mad technology.
All right, tell us some of your lineups, and we'll make them and discuss them. Oh, hang on, I got one here. Here we go. That's literally what we said. Nelson, Xhaka and Nelson in instead of Smith Rowe and Pepe. And Lacazette in over Aubameyang. I would be quite keen to see Lacazette play and Aubameyang. Maybe they get a half each, or first 60, last 60.
Lokonga. Okay, let's do this. So Nelson's on the right. Saka. So let's put Odegaard in there. Saka on the.
Yeah, people were saying they want Nelson to start. Reece Nelson. I mean, I'm with you. I love Reece Nelson. I still love him, but he's just not performing, is he? He's not getting a chance anymore.
That's very interesting. What we need to do is that Cedric at right back. I saw.
I think so.
No, I think it was Maitland-Niles, but we don't have it, so we're going to chuck Cedric in there. Let's put Callum Chambers as the right centre back.
Balogun to start up top. That's not going to happen.
Rob Holding.
That's not going to happen.
It could be,
I don't think so.
Well, but he started him against Brentford.
Jack's got Aubameyang and Balogun to start, and Nelson.
Well, so Aubameyang on the left, I suppose.
Aubameyang, Balogun, Odegaard, Nelson. We'll discuss this one first, and then.
Well, I mean, I like this Holding and Chambers to mix it up at the back, but I do think Mari needs a game to get some confidence back again. Lokonga and Xhaka in midfield. Nelson gets a game. Saka on the left and Lacazette up front.
I could see Nelson start. I could see that.
He's been coming on a lot.
I could see Nelson start. Would be quite interesting. And Lacazette as well. I'd quite like to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been the last year I've preferred Lacazette to Aubameyang, but I do know that when you get Aubameyang going, he's lethal. And I do think Arsenal need to keep doing what they can to just get the most out of him. But yeah, I mean, it's not easy. Some dilemmas here for Arteta, especially with still quite a few players out. I mean, Gabriel and White, he'd have wanted them to get game time, but obviously they can't. Martinelli's the one we've not spoken about. Does Martinelli deserve?
I mean, he kind of just
the opportunity out on the left to do something.
I mean, on the left or down the middle?
Get some form, you know.
On the left or down the middle?
No, on the left. I don't think he's a striker, Martinelli.
Yeah, but what he's been playing there sometimes as well.
I know, but I don't think he's a striker. I think that's something that.
Okay, let's try this. Let's try Martinelli on the left, and Nelson on the right.
Mm-hmm.
The Aubameyang up front.
Aubameyang, boom.
And let's see for that midfield. Probably, let's do a 4. What we did before with Ødegaard and Smith Rowe. What was it?
Okay, 4-3-3.
Yeah, 4-3. Yeah.
So and we're basically looking for. Forgive me. Right, let's get this right. So Nelson's going to come. Yeah. Going to start in the front 3. Then we're going to have Ødegaard.
Yep.
We're going to have Smith Rowe, and who's your holding midfielder?
Lokonga in the middle.
Lokonga.
And then
we just swap these two. Martinelli, where is he? There we go. And Aubameyang up front. There we go.
What do you think of that?
Another potential 4-3-3. Yeah.
I think I
wouldn't mind seeing that.
That's quite exciting. Exciting, young
I would
as well.
say an experienced midfield could overrun us a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Just through sheer experience, make it difficult for us to find some flow.
Yeah.
I also wonder whether all these players would play. Like, would Smith Rowe and Ødegaard play? I think he'd see it as an opportunity not to risk both and have one of them feeling fresh for City.
I agree.
So yeah, that could be quite interesting. All right, well look, guys, thanks for sending your 11s in. I think I liked this exercise because it tells us a lot about what Arteta's facing going into these games, how difficult it is. You see how many people disagree, and yet when we lose, everyone's the first to tell Arteta he got it wrong. And listen, a lot of the time he probably does. I mean, the 3-4-3 wasn't something I wanted, but Graham and Cecil kept saying we've got to match them. Chelsea, we've got to play a 3-4-3. He didn't, and we lost. So to some people, it was obvious. But yeah, always interesting to discuss. I think we should just, in the meantime, just show everyone the AFTV VIP app. If you've not, if you've not got the app, make sure you get it. Was a 2-week free trial?
2-week free trial, $2.99 a month after that.
There you go, and you get all sorts of exclusive content.
Oh yeah, you got a load of stuff.
We spoke about Top Squad. You can see the press box, which is where Robbie's basically interviewing journalists who are at the games. They are speaking to the players. They're speaking to contacts. They know stuff beyond what we know.
Yeah.
What I love about that is they've got an insight that we can't give you. Well, we do because on the show we give.
Yeah. But as other fans, we can't give you that.
Exactly.
They are professional journalists,
and they're bloody good at what they do. We've had Andrew from Arsblog on, we have Art DeRoche from The Athletic, we've had all sorts of people, Tim Stillman, and what I love about it is insight like, I'm just trying to think, sort of when they basically said that you could hear Arteta on the touchline, basically being extremely vocal with players and how they felt that it was perhaps excessive. That kind of thing, I wouldn't know. I mean, you can kind of see it from the TV, but go check out the press box for all that. Forever Arsenal, which is me, Jordan, Lee and Turkish, chatting all things Arsenal before and after every game. The Ice Bath, where we finally have a little bit of a cool down and discuss just what being an Arsenal, what being an Arsenal fan's like, and what the kind of game before has left us kind of feeling the day after.
How's Your Touch, which is Cecil's amazing show where he's taking on all sorts of other influences in skills and challenges.
And there's loads more. Access all areas.
I want another target man. You did a target man on Saka. I was saying this the other day. You did a target man on Saka, and it was so good.
Well, thank you.
I want you to do another one. I want to see another one. I don't know who necessarily you'll do it on, but
we're thinking Thomas Partey, so that
Partey, Martinelli, something like that.
Let's see.
Lee's in the building.
We'll do another target man. Lee's here after the starting 11, which is coming up straight after this. Polls, starting 11, top squad, AFTV picks, the match centre, all sorts of stuff.
Take a look at that poll for a second.
You can even read the articles that people are writing.
This poll, it's about West Brom, so it's what should our approach be? And this is quite an interesting.
How should we approach the EFL Cup? Field our strongest team, as we need at least one win from the first 4 games. Strongest lineup, rotate and give other players a chance. I really don't care about the League Cup. My eyes are on Man City, and we need our best players rested.
Which one are you going for?
Field our strongest team.
I'm with you. Let's place our vote.
Wow, and 50% of people think that. Although there are 40% of people that think we should be rotating.
Interesting.
So guys, go get your votes in and let us know.
Interesting.
All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up
I think that does wrap it
the
up.
build-up. I've really enjoyed this.
I've really enjoyed this as well. Thank
Harvey.
you.
It's been an
Thank you for
absolute
having
pleasure.
me. It's good to be
Thank you
here.
all for mentioning my hair. I mean, I mentioned it, to be fair, so
I think I mentioned
I
it.
can blame it. Oh yeah, you did. Oh yeah, this is all your fault. Anyway, we do have an update.
We have got a Fabrizio Romano tweet just in, all right?
Ooh.
Tottenham, sorry to interrupt the end of the show, Tottenham have been offered the chance of signing Houssem Aouar as a new midfielder. Arsenal too. First answer from Spurs has been clear that he's not a priority, so no talks and no bid as of now. Same for, I think, McKennie. It's Weston McKennie, isn't it, I think? But Aouar will be one to keep an eye on till the end.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting update. Okay, I'm going to say just a couple really quick things on this. Firstly, big up to Fabrizio Romano, who's on the Don Robbie channel.
Yep.
They do their transfers update.
Transfers, here we go.
And that's it. And Romano has been at the very forefront, more than any journalist I've seen.
Yep.
When there was Madison links, talks of Buendia, Romano's been the one who said, Odegaard is the priority. And I remember one tweet, he said, if there's even a 1% chance they can get him from Real Madrid, Arsenal won't pursue anything else properly until they know that door's shut. And lo and behold, we got him, late in the window because that opportunity came up. So big up for Fabrizio Romano because he was absolutely spot on that. He's also been saying, I think via his Twitch channel and elsewhere, nothing's happening with Aouar yet, but keep an eye on it. And he's been saying, I'm not sure that he's just quietly sitting there getting on with the season. He thinks that something's going to happen. I don't know what he's being told or being briefed or if it's just a feeling he's got, but very interesting. So yeah, keep an eye on the Aouar stuff. All right, guys.
Thanks,
We're going to
guys.
wrap up.
Thanks,
like
James.
and subscribe and all that. Thank you for joining us. Interesting update there at the end. We'll see you on the starting 11.
See ya.